Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
play-by-play announcer Chris Pekanowicz. Thanks for joining us. Ball rattled up along the far boards. Taken up by BC, trying to gain the zone. They do. Shot just goes wide. Back behind the net. USA poke checks it away. Singer doing battle along near boards up to O'Toole. O'Toole cross floor. USA getting some changes. Dump it in down deep. Jason Dick, Frank McNulty giving change. Picked up by Soroviak for BC. Back behind the net. Defensive breakdown shot scored just like that. The United States goes up 1-0 on a defensive breakdown from BC. Boy, we haven't seen that from him this tournament thus far. And Jason Dick, no mistake about that one. One times it right into the back of the net. We'll see if we can see it on the replay here. Ball squirts behind the net, comes up along the far board. Soroviak goes to play it, and just a little too hot to handle off of his stick. Right to Jason Dick. Johnny on the spot. Nothing Carlson could do. And the United States goes up 1-0. Just 54 seconds into the game, BC finds himself into a hole. I'm not sure what happened with Soroviak. I mean, he's been one of the best defenders in this tournament thus far. You know, a former Team Canada player, veteran of many world championships. I don't know if the ball just rolled off of his stick or if he misplayed it. It was tough to tell from the replay, but nonetheless, United States now with early momentum here, up 1-0. Let's see how BC reacts, and can the United States keep this momentum? Shot goes high and wide over Zambon. Off the glass, picked up at BC, back to the point, over to Doug, shot blocked. Good block by number 94, Doug Nickel. Shannon back behind the net. Chipped up, Nickel comes back to help out. He's down low, hemmed in along the boards. Intercepted by Cabral. Picked up by Silverio. We're gonna get a call now, we are. Looks like a hold, gonna be on White. Doug Nickel saying, are you kidding me? But he's gonna end up in the box with me. Well, golden opportunity here for BC. They're going to send out the #1 power play units. I see Soroviak coming out, Hall of Famer Smitter Kyla. Daniel Viro's been one of the best players this tournament thus far. Number 39, see who's going to take the draw. Marcel Lafortune, another one who's been outstanding this tournament, along with number 22, Mark Smith. So Tom Gallagher coming out for the United States. I see number 19. Along with 23, Michael Bain. Looks like taking the draw will be Dave Magliocco. Face off, one clean. Back to Kyla. Also on defense, Timmy Myers for the United States. Kyla fakes the shot. Quarterback in it, one-timer, shot goes wide. Picked up by Vero, back to Kyla. So look for this classic Canadian power play, all right? They like to go tic-tac-toe, get the goalie moving laterally, get that one-timer set up. Take the shot, U.S. clogging the shooting lanes, nothing there. Shot, pad save, Zambon. Rebound squirts up high, hit a body, and went towards the far boards. Back to Kylo, long shot, high off the glass. Ooh, dangerous bounce, went off the glass. Nice block. Good job there, Tommy Gallagher sacrificing the body. Vero back to Kylo. Vero, long shot, blocked. Good job, Myers with the block. Back to Kyla. Fakes the shot. Down low, trying to walk it out front. Nobody there, shot, blocked. U.S. doing a good job, but Myers broke his stick now. Well, this is dangerous for the United States. They got to get a whistle here. Shot, pad save, Zambon. Well, that was a big one, but we're going to get a hand whistle for a hand pass. BC not happy. But I tell you, that was a big save by Zambon there because Myers broke his stick. And that rebound took a funky bounce. I'm not sure if it hit a body. It came off hard off of his pad, went down on the butterfly and just flashed the right pad. See if we can take a look at the, well, replay's a little late on that, but nonetheless, faceoff comes out of the zone after the hand pass. 9:23 remaining, 49 seconds left on the man advantage for BC. Face off, one back by BC. Dove goes back to pick it up. Dove had to go all the way back past his own goal crease. Slowly carrying it up, 35 seconds, looking to gain the line. Dove might be able to just walk this in. All the way cross floor. Jason Chulo was haranguing Delaney there. Now back to Dove. Cross floor pass over to La Fortune, still out there. Shot scored just like that. All alone down low. BC ties it up. La Fortune with an absolute perfect pass over to his older brother, Daniel La Fortune. See this here on the replay. La Fortune just hanging out down low. U.S. unable to get a stick there in the passing lane. And now we got ourselves a 1-1 affair. See, perfect pass from La Fortune to La Fortune, and obviously nothing Zambon can do. Well, how will the U.S. react? 1-1, 8:50 remaining here. Battle along the far boards. Still low behind the net. Ball is loose there. U.S. player took a spill. He's down. Referee blows it dead. I believe that's Joe Silverio. It's down on the ground. Don't know what happened. See if we see it here on the replay. I mean, he just comes sliding in. He might have took a stick while he was down on the ground. We'll see it here. Oh yeah, he got a stick right in the looked like the forehead from his own teammate. So he's back up on his feet. He's okay. If you want live scoring, folks, you can get it on stats.isbhf.com. It's a link directly from our homepage. So on that goal, Daniel La Fortune, assisted by Marcel La Fortune, and number 93, Jay Dove. Jason Dick's goal assisted by Michael Bain and Frank McNulty. And we're going to get a penalty here. Referee immediately put his arm up. Well, I'm next to the U.S. bench and they're just not happy. So take a look at the replay here. McNulty just bodies the player. And it happened right in front of the ref. You know, listen, I get it. It's a world championship, right? You want to play physical hockey. Just got to be situationally aware, right? I'm going to go ahead and climb up on the bench here on the penalty box. So McNulty in the box for two. We'll see how Canada-BC handles this now. Kyla back at the point. Over to La Fortune. Back to Kyla. Fakes the shot. One-timer shot. Saves Zambon. Swallow it up. Right in his pad. BC claiming that ball was loose, but appeared to be in Zambon's pad the whole way. All right, so Cabral will take the draw against Magliocco. Face off, one back by Magliocco, but picked up by Vero. Vero all the way back to the point, over to La Fortune, back to Kyla. Takes the shot, back to Vero, Kyla, to Vero. Vero's got a shooting lane here. U.S. trying to collapse in, they do. Prevent the shot. Vero still looking, head up. Takes the shot, back to Kyla, over to Vero. Little tic-tac-toe going on here. Shot went off of a knee, good job there. On the part of Tim Myers getting in that shooting lane. One-timer shot, score, Vero! Top shelf right over the right shoulder of Mike Zambon. That's how quick things can change. As I mentioned, Canada-BC Legends, national champion for Canada in their Legends division. I mean, this is a loaded roster. they have shooters all over the place. And for the United States, 2 power play goals, right? Again, I hate to state the obvious here. You just can't give great teams, right, opportunities on the power play. I know they're frustrated. And you see it on the replay here. I mean, that's behind Zambon before he can even react. So U.S. now, after some early momentum, finds himself in a 2-1 hole. Let's see how they bounce back. Chipped up along the far boards. All alone. Shot, save Zambon. Stick save, went up over the crossbar. So assist from Kalen Smith on that. As Doug Nickel comes in all alone, centering attempt. BC hustling back to prevent that. Good job on the back check there. Shot. Handled by Crossland off the stick of Nickel. Nickel hustling off. Good shift for him. All right, sent up along the far boards, then dumped it, intercepted by the U.S. Over to Klein. Klein chips it in down deep. U.S. looking to apply the forecheck pressure. Sent back to La Fortune. He's hemmed in, nowhere to go along the boards. Finally lobbed it out. Picked up by Mike Balaban. Balaban drops it off. Misplayed. Comes on just below me. Now that's out. Misplayed by Klein. He was trying to chip that in a little deep and give chase on the forecheck here. The U.S. player takes a hard spill. Back behind the net, over to LePage. Along the far boards. BC setting up, look like a 1-2-2 here. See how the U.S. counters. So forwards got to get their legs moving right now. They're low. Now they start the cycle. So Zinger's out there, Garner trying to move and create a passing lane. There they go, all the way up, but too hot to handle for Zinger. Intercepted by Roach. Roach, what? Good back check by Zinger there. Poke check now onto the stick of Zinger. Can he get a shot on net? Intercepted. Poke checked away. U.S. screaming for a call there. Centering attempt actually ended up going on net. Save Crossland. Thrown on net. Went off of a body. Trickled all the way to the point. U.S. trying to clear it. They can't. Tobin takes it all the way in his zone. Bain hustles back. Tobin loses his stick. He's got no stick. Now picks it back up. Battle along the boards. Still a battle along the boards. Looked like Bain lost his footing all the way towards the far boards now. Picked up by Lanny Knoll. Scored a few big goals for the U.S. in this tournament. Knoll, good back check there by number 2. Graham Spence got it away from Knoll. BC player blows a tire. Knoll with it. Drops it off over to McNulty. Dumps it in down towards the far corner. Jason Dick giving chase. Intercepted by BC. Over to Spence. Up towards the boards. Hemmed in. Can't get it out. Still in. Still in. Now poked out of the zone by BC. Looks like they're going to go ahead and get some line changes here. Marcel LaFortune's all alone. Over to Magliocco. Gains the zone. Tried to drop it back for the defense. Think it hit the referee's foot. Well, smart move by Magliocco. Just a bad break as Vero walks in all alone on Zambon. Oh, what a stop, Zambon! Stuffing Vero, forcing him to the short side. Couldn't even get the shot off. Rattled around. Vero picks it up all the way back to the point. Over to Soroviak. Long shot. Steered aside by Zambon. Back to the point. Soroviak dumping it in down low. Harry Sy there. Sy battling. Has it poke checked away by Sidhu. Back behind the net. Myers there with it. Myers not giving Vero any space. Vero. Oh, BC has a cutter back behind the net. Sy with it. Banks it up towards McNulty. McNulty hemmed in. Ball's not moving. 4 players there now battling. Referee asking them to move it. Now blows it dead. So we'll get a whistle. All right, 2:50 remaining in the opening period here. BC up 2-1 on 2 power play goals after the U.S. went up 1-0 on the Jason Dick goal just 54 seconds into the period. Referee lining up the players for the draw. Delaney's going to take it for BC. Face off, one back by the U.S. Good win by Ryan Shannon. Out. Nope, that's kept in. Now it's out. That ball went out. A good call by the referee in position there. Saw it go out. So face-off comes to the neutral zone on the BC side. 2:42 remaining here. Referee providing some instructions. Face-off won by America. Good job by Shannon. Buckwalter was hemmed in there along the boards. U.S. gains possession, sends it in down low. And that ball goes up into the mesh netting. So we'll get a face-off here down low with 2:29 remaining. Well, U.S. still running hard. I mean, you know, they're down 2-1 off a couple of power play goals, but they're playing hard, they're battling. Their heads are not down. I can see the bench. A lot of energy on the bench. Same for BC. You know, they know this U.S. team, even though they haven't won a game yet in this tournament, they're dangerous. They're going to be a tough out. They expect to win. Shot. Referee blew that dead. U.S. not happy about that. That was a good clean win again by Shannon. He's been good on the draws this game. All right, we'll reset for the draw. Face off, one back by BC this time, but America immediately on the forecheck, hemmed in behind the net. BC, US has a lot of sticks down there. They intercept, poke checked away towards the near quarter. Shannon giving chase over to Dove. Dove comes away with it. Dumps it off to Hare. Hare with it. Back behind the net. BC does not gain the zone. That hit Delaney in the back. US chips it out. Frank Klein. Klein giving chase. Doing a lot of sprinting here on that forecheck. Chicago native Frank Klein. Klein, good job. Look at this guy. I mean, he's all over the floor right now. Shot. Oh, that just whistled wide off the stick of Bruner. Didn't miss by much. Glove side. Good look at the net there for Bruner. And BC is offsides. All right, minute 31 left. US having a little bit of a discussion right here in front of the bench. Not sure what about. Here we go with the draw. Face off, won by America. Back to the point. Up to Knoll. Knoll chips it forward into the zone. Giving chases Zinger. Zinger trying to beat Roach. Do what he does. Ooh, Zinger took a nasty spill into the boards. No call. Zinger still down. Ball's loose. Still loose. Zinger now back to his feet. Is that going to be a flooring call? Yes, it is. Well, Zinger talking to the referee. I mean, he feels like that was a penalty. I don't know if we'll see it on the replay. Yeah, it's just tough to tell from that angle. I mean, the referee's there. He saw it, so, you know, said it was good hockey. All right, draw coming up. Zinger on the draw. He's got Harry Sy behind him. Won by BC. Rattled around towards the near boards. Good read by Zinger. Wrist shot right in the breadbasket. Dangerous rebound, but BC able there to clean it out. Fakes a shot from the point, over to Rayburn, intercepted by the U.S. Here comes Keith Sienna. Over to Lanny Knoll, back to Sienna's got to look at the net. Oh, good back check by Rayburn, preventing Sienna getting the wrist shot off. Over to Harry Sy, he's got a cannon, as does Myers. Shot right into the breadbasket, and Crossland swallows it up. He had Sienna there. Well, I tell you, Myers with an absolute howitzer right into the breadbasket. See if we take a look at the replay here. Yeah, Sienna was in perfect position. Smart play by Crossland to just swallow that up. He knew if he let that one go, good chance Sienna's going to put that in the back of the net. As Sienna and Knoll come off for a change, as do Zinger and Jason Dick. So McNulty's out there. Well, no, Dick's going to stay out. Harry Sy at the point still with Tim Myers. Faced off, one back by BC to Soroviak. 34 seconds remaining in the period. Back behind the net, up towards the near boards, over to Rayburn. U.S. looking to get some pressure. They do. Ball goes off of a foot. Karam's over to Tobin. Tobin has it. Drops it off of Rayburn. U.S. on the back check. Shot goes off the pipe. And now they signal goal. I'm not sure how it ended up in. It might have hit the pipe and then went off Zambon into the net. See if we get a look at it on the replay from the goalie cam. The initial shot absolutely hit the pipe from my vantage point. Yep. And then, oh, it just trickled in behind the red line, as it looked like Myers went to swipe at it and just missed, bounced over his stick. Oh, that's got to be tough for the United States, especially after a couple of good shifts like that. Well, 3-1 for BC. Hey, you got a 2-goal lead, but you've heard me say it in all the games I've called so far. I'll say it again, worst lead in sports. So this is not over by any stretch of the imagination. 14 seconds left. Five seconds left. Doug Nickel with it, misplays it. That should do it. 1 second. And it's LaFortune unable to get a shot off.
And over, and I'm here to give you a preview of today's quarterfinal matchups. So I expect a lot of fast-paced hockey. Generally, in the preliminary rounds, teams are trying to get their footing, feel each other out. You know, sometimes it's a question of I haven't played with people on my line before. How are we going to react? All that stuff. So all that stuff has been figured out. Now it's time to execute. So when we talk about how are we going to execute, listen to their coaches, follow the game plan, and make sure that they play at a fast pace. Defensively, I expect a lot of the teams to try and block shots, make sure they get sticks in the passing lanes, and not give the other team opportunities to get clean looks at the net. From a goaltending perspective, I expect all the goalies that are chosen today to have their heads in the game, come out sharp, try and get a good warm-up in, get a sweat going early, and make sure that mentally they're prepared, because all of these teams came here for one reason. That's an opportunity to play for some hardware. So they want to make it to the semifinals where they'll be guaranteed a chance to play for either the bronze, the silver, or the gold. Now, in terms of the differential in talent between the teams, all the teams are equal. It's going to come down to which teams can make the fewest mistakes, and if you do make a mistake and you're on the other team, are you able to capitalize on those mistakes? A lot of times at this level where the talent differential is so small, it just comes down to special teams, penalty killing, power plays, which teams can execute, and those teams that execute generally are the ones that advance to the medal game. So should be an exciting day of hockey. Looking forward to it. Hope you follow us here on Home Teams Live. Thank you so much.
Okay, we are just about ready for the start of second period action here. Canada, British Columbia, the 2024 Legends Championship winner for the Canadian Nationals. Currently leading Team USA 3-1. Just to recap the scoring, USA opened the scoring. Jason Dick, assisted by Michael Bain, Frank McNulty. And then BC, Daniel LaFortune, assisted from Marcel LaFortune and Dove. Then Daniel Vero from Smitter Kyla and Smith. And then lastly, James Rayburn from Jamie Tobin. As US gets a shot on net, good save there by Crossland. So for saves, Jason Crossland's made 5 saves. Michael Zambon made 8. So total shots on net, 11-6. As we get back to the action here. So US back in their zone. Looking to change places here. Defense, long outlet pass up to McNulty. McNulty dumps it in down deep. Jason Dick goes to give chase. Over to Soroviak. All the way up. Breakout. Here's La Fortune, potentially in all alone. Saves Zambon! Zambon stayed with him the whole time. Defensive breakdown for the United States. They're letting Fortune walk in all alone, but credit to Zambon. We'll see it here on the replay. He stayed with him the whole way. You see this is a set play for BC. They work on this. Saw it happen several times in the preliminary matchups. Trying to go backhand, and Mike Zambon just gets a glove on it, forces La Fortune with nowhere to go. Keeping his team in it. That's why he's a legend, folks. One of the best goaltenders in United States ball hockey history. Chipped up, but intercepted by BC. McNulty with it, dumps it in deep. Magliocco giving chase. U.S. trying to pinch there, unable to keep it in, but Jason Chulo's got wheels to burn, so he immediately catches up. BC gains his own, sends it in towards the far corner. Chulo there. Or pardon me, that's not Chulo, that's John Stewart. Weak shot in on Zambon, picked up by Stewart, and then he just plays it back to Zambon to get a whistle so the U.S. can get some changes. And Stewart and Cabral exchange pleasantries. So good back and forth action thus far here in the second period. Sent in down low. Good job by Kisiana clogging that shooting lane for Dove. Dove forced it in and dumped it in down low. Intercepted by the U.S. Outlet pass kept in at the point by Hare. Back behind the net goes LePage. Outlet lob up to Lanny Knoll. Centering attempt, oh, just a little too far, but trying to hit Singer, but Crossan had to come out and play that, kept in at the point. No, they're saying it's offsides. They're saying it went out, so that's going to go all the way back down. Referees are screaming after 3 seconds. Well, Joe Silverio feels like he kept that in. I don't know if we'll be able to see that on the replay. I mean, I have a direct look at it. It looked good to me, but the referee obviously is closer to it. He immediately put his hand up, so it must have been obvious from the referee's vantage point on the other side of the floor. It looks like we're not going to get a replay here, but in any event. So a face-off comes to the U.S. side of the neutral zone. Spence to take it versus Singer for the U.S. Won by BC. Over to Roach. Roach with it. Lob tie over the net. Over to Simonson. Back behind the net. Nowhere to go. U.S. staying with their man. Simonson still with it. Simonson pinned in. Being harangued by the U.S. defender. Still being harangued. I'm going to escalate that to harassment. Finally, the ball squirts loose. Good job by the U.S. there, not giving BC anything to do with the ball. Over to Simonson, back down low, up to the point. Nowhere to go with it. Gonna have to fire it in down low to cross corner. BC's gonna have some tired legs here in a minute. U.S. just pinning them in along the boards. A lot of haranguing going on. A lot of bodies down there. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a lot of talking. A lot of shucking, a lot of jiving. Centering attempt. Turnaround. Save Zambon. I believe he got his waffle on that. I don't even think he saw the shot. Centering attempt, although shot saves Zambon. Rebound, another save. Are you kidding me? 3 in a row, another save, 4. Well, Zambon. Well, he's got to be gassed himself. He got to get a whistle. That's 4 clutch saves in a row. Centering attempt goes off of a knee to the far corner. U.S. absolutely gassed out there. BC was able to get some fresh legs. Now they just got to get a whistle. This has been over a minute of zone time here. On comes Soroviak now. Back to the point, Soroviak. Shot, save Zambon, rebound. just goes through the crease. US might have to take an icing here. They just can't get anything on it. Trying to poke check it away, Starowiak. BC all over the United States right now. Vero with it. Vero shot, pad save. Finally, he swallows it up. Zambon. Boy, can't say enough good things about the work he did on that shift, keeping his team in it. He's got to be gassed. BC just pouring it on. They must have had 12 shot attempts there. Look at this series of saves there. 1, 2. And then the ball squirts loose. And here comes the third. Watch the foot. Boom. Well, I'll tell you, Michael Zambon came to play today, as did everybody for BC who was out there just pouring it on the United States. For the fans back home, I'll tell you, if ever a team dodged a bullet there, thanks to their goaltender, that shift, boy, that was the U.S. Banked up, Starowiak sends it back in. U.S. takes it, Myers, long cross-floor pass. BC picks it up. Jason Dick on the forecheck. Rattled around, McNulty intercepts. McNulty over to the points, got to look at the net. Shot, blocked. BC with it, dumps it in. Magliocco giving chase. Magliocco just hems it in. Now back behind the net. Nobody there, though, for the United States. Intercepted. Delaney has it. Delaney trying to walk it in. Delaney walks it in. Shot scored just like that. Oh, what a move, Ryan Delaney. That's just a great individual effort. Outstanding move from along the boards. Zambon went for the poke check, and Delaney was able to just get his stick out and wrap it around the far toe. You'll see here, watch Zambon. He has the stick in the right position, and then it's just Delaney with just amazing hands. And nothing Zambon can do, right? I mean, from a defensive perspective, you never want to see people walking in all alone on your netminder. So assisted by Starowiak. Delaney from Starowiak. Boy, that's tough for the United States. I mean, that was a long shift where Zambon was bailing him out, and then just one defensive breakdown, right? So conversely, if you're a BC, well, now you got the U.S. on the ropes, right? You're up 3. You feel like you got all the momentum in the world as John Stewart gets a shot, patted aside by Crossland. You know, you got to feel like you got to want to continue to pour it on and just put this game away. What a play by Delaney, though. So, rebound effort, shot. Rebound save, Crossland. Not sure how that ball squirted loose. U.S. going to go on the power play here. Ball squirts loose. So, Hare picks it up. I'll have to see what happened on the replay. It looked like the BC player, I believe that was number 93, J. Dub, was in complete control of the ball there behind the net. Doug Nickel goes in. Yeah, it hit Nickel. Credit to Nickel. Trying to wrap around attempt, save Crossland. Another save. 2 huge ones on Crossland's part, and then Nickel gets taken down. There's the call. Well, that's a good hockey penalty. So, if you young kids at home, we talk about penalties that have hockey value. That's a perfect example, right? Guy's about to have an absolutely primo look at the net. Yeah, just take him out. Don't let him get the shot off, and just hope that you can kill the penalty. So for the U.S., a prime opportunity to climb right back into this one. Face-off won by BC. Shot immediately goes back all the way into the U.S. zone. Zambon comes out to play it. So I see Myers out here, Jason Dick, Laney Knoll, Frank McNulty carrying it in. Michael Bain dumped in deep for Myers, giving chase. Bain with it down low. Still hemmed in. Ball still loose. Referee right there. Ball still loose, still being worked. Centering attempt intercepted by BC. They're going to be able to get that one out. Zambon will come out to play it. Jason Dick looking to carry this in. Well, he tried to dump it off there, and just a smart play by Daniel Vero. Now he's going to give chase. Vero's got a lot of energy, a lot of athleticism. and speed, so he might be able to kill some time here. Well, U.S. gets 2 immediately on him, so Bain picks it up. Knoll dumps it in, cross floor, over to McNulty. McNulty with it. Bain comes off. Out comes Stewart, over to the point to Myers. Myers with it. Myers patient with it. Down to Dick, the lone goal scorer. Over to Myers. 40 seconds remaining on the man advantage. U.S. with some time. Over to Stewart. Back to Myers. One-timer shot. Never made it through. Blocked off of Seadou. And now Seadou corrals it up. They're going to be able to get this out of the zone. La Fortune. Got to be careful with this. Goes back into his own zone. All the way back to Kyla. Oh, what a smart play by Marcel La Fortune. Kyla's just going to ice this. Up to La Fortune. 12 seconds left on the man advantage. And BC is just going to be able to kill this here if U.S. doesn't do anything about it. La Fortune turnaround 2-1, so all back, even strength here. Well, U.S. fails to capitalize, but credit to Alberta, BC. Killing off that penalty. Here comes Rayburn, streaking down the wing. Center attempt over to Spence, shot, just goes wide. Not able to get a rebound effort off. BC now with it towards the near boards. Rayburn sending it down low, over to Spence. Silverio gives chase for it. Silverio back behind the net. Over to Sienna. Sienna now with it. Back to Silverio, to Sienna. Intercepted, over to Smith, got to look at the net, shot! Pad saves Zambon. Steered that one wide. Came out, cut down the angle. Uh-oh, breakdown, walking in all alone. Shot, saves Zambon. Centering attempt, nobody there. Another pad saves Zambon. Rebound attempt, saved, shot. Third attempt goes in. Wait a minute, did it not go in? I thought the referee signaled goal. Did he not call that a goal? So there's the initial save, the second attempt. Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, couldn't see from down here. So ball actually went off the side of the net, and then the net came dislodged, and that's why the referee put his hand forward, blew the play dead. I mistook that as a goal. All right, 4-1. All right, big draw here. Won by the Americans, chipped up, but out into the BC bench. All right, so Silverio comes off after a long shift. Harry Sy comes out for him. Face off, won by BC, back to Soroviak. Wrist shot in, deflected. Ooh, dangerous deflection. Steered it wide of Zambon. Man, I feel like BC is out shooting the U.S. 3-1 at this point. I'm going to go ahead and check stats.isbhf.com as BC still manages to keep it in. Long shot, finds the back of the net. Zambon was screened. La Fortune threw it on net. I don't know if it was deflected. Marcel La Fortune, number 12. We'll have to take a look at the replay. Well, wheels just coming off, unfortunately, for the United States. I mean, they couldn't get it clear there. La Fortune, and it went off of, it looks like, the knee of Timmy Myers from that angle. Right into the net. So I think La Fortune's going to get the goal. Oh, no, maybe. I think it was deflected based off of that by Seadou. Oh, we'll see who they give the goal to here. The first angle looked like it went off of Meyer's knee, but that angle looked like it was deflected in by Sidhu. Yep, they're giving it to Sidhu, assisted by La Fortune and Dillon. So Carney Dillon, number 10, gets second assist on that. Well, 2 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the second period, and USA has just got a mountain to climb now against the number 2 seed, BC. Long shot from Stewart, shot score, but they get one immediately back 6 seconds later. Boy, what a bullet from John Stewart. Make it 5-2. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? You're going to get 4 in one shift. Look at this shot by Stewart. Picked his head up, saw his spot, then pulled the trigger. Might have been deflected, I'm not sure. Take a look from here. No, he just beat him clean. Glove side. So Stewart should get that goal. Well, listen, for you young fans at home, right, when you're down, 5-1, right? You ain't gonna get 4, immediately, right? It's just one at a time. And now the U.S. takes the penalty and kills the momentum. Well, listen, I'm trying to be fair and balanced here. I know I have U.S. fans watching back home. I would just say it's disappointing, right? I get what you're trying to do there. I am in no position to criticize anybody who plays in a world championship. But just as a fan of the game, got to be disappointed. So, John Chulo comes in the box. I'll get the 2 minutes there for, I believe they called roughing. All right, well, we ended up with matching minors there. I guess there was some unsportsmanlike conduct given on the part of BC, took exception on the original penalty. So, that's a fortunate break for the United States. At least they're not shorthanded. They gave the goal to Doug Nickel. I thought that went in cleanly by John Stewart. They may correct that later, but for right now, they have Doug Nickel on the goal, assisted by Buck Walter and Shannon. So we'll try and get a update on that in between periods. Again, you folks saw the replay like I do. Looked like Stewie just called Stewie. I know the guy. I played with him before. I've known him for close to 15 years. John Stewart looked like John Stewart just pulled the trigger and beat Crossland clean. So in any event, back to the action. Marcel Lafortune with it. Picked up by Vero, goes around Stewart. Vero with speed, shot, saves Zambon. Back behind the net. Vero showing those legs. Well, Fortune almost lost his footing. Last minute of play in the period. Poke checked away, picked up by Magliocco. Up to Zinger. We're going to get a penalty here on BC. Yeah, holding the stick. I didn't see the infraction. I don't know if we'll see it on the replay here, but the referee put his hand up immediately, and then as soon as BC touched it, said holding the stick. It's on Marcel Lafortune. Oh, well, he's just disgusted with that call. Well, And they're not going to reverse the call, so it is what it is. Well, this is a good opportunity here for the United States. Now, 42 seconds left on the matching minors. So Chulo will come out in 42 seconds, the speedster. 48.7 seconds left in the period. So they're going to have a 4-on-3 now for 42 seconds. And anybody that's played ball hockey at a high level will tell you 4-on-3 is golden opportunity to score. A lot of space on the floor, a lot of ways to move the ball, set up one-timers. U.S. has got to take advantage of this. All right, so we're ready for the action here. Well, La Fortune got himself a 10-minute misconduct for that, so he's in the box. He's out, and the U.S. gets one back. Another one, just like that. That's exactly what I was talking about with 4-on-3. There's so much space on the rink. You just have room to move the ball, and when you have shooters like Timmy Myers, look at all the room he has here. There's nobody crashing down on the net. It's an easy feed from Sy over to Myers. Nothing Crossley could do. That's just blowing it by him top shelf, right? When you have all that time in the world to pick your head up, look at the net. Timmy Myers, a veteran of many world championships, so he's going to bury that 99 times out of 100. Right, what a tonal momentum shift. You can feel it on the United States bench right now. It's 5-3. I'm looking over at the BC bench. Yeah, I'm not going to say they're shell-shocked or stunned, but we'll call it dazed. And La Fortune getting himself a 10-minute misconduct. He's been one of their 3 best players. Listen, I understand you don't like the call, and I'm not criticizing Marcel La Fortune, but situational awareness, right? Don't hurt the team. For your young kids at home, when coaches talk about keeping your head right, that's what you want to do. Keep your head right. Don't hurt the team. So La Fortune, he's out of the game for the next 10 minutes. That definitely hurts. Okay, we're about ready to get started here. Third period action. I do have an update on the scoring. So the USA's second goal was tipped by Doug Nickel off the shot by John Stewart. Ryan Shannon gets secondary assist. That third US goal, obviously Harry Sy gets the primary assist there on Timmy Meyer's goal. And then to recap the Canada-BC, so La Fortune from La Fortune and Dove, Vera from Kaylin Smith, Rayburn from Tobin, Delaney from Soroviak, and then Sea-Doo from La Fortune, Marcel La Fortune, and Dylan. And again, you can get all stats, live scoring update in effect at stats.isbhf.com. Total shots on net so far, US has 13 shots on net. And for Canada-BC, they have 26. So they have double the shots. So at one point it was 3-1 in favor shots-wise for the ratio for BC. So the U.S. has done a better job getting more shots on net as Vero screams in all alone. Shot saves Ambon. Boy, I tell you, Vero's just got some wheels, man. He might be the fastest player in this tournament. Centering attempt blocked. U.S. able to get a stick on there. I mean, I have to say Vero in terms of speed. Brock Harrison, Team Canada for USA. John Chulo, a couple other plays, but those three stand out. Well, long shot, easy save. Zambon comes out, cuts down the angle. Back behind the net. Zinger, has it chopped down out of the air by Cabral. Good hand-eye coordination. Centering attempt, poke checked away. Over to Knoll. As the U.S. player, Jason Dick, takes a spill, referee says incidental contact. Raptor on the boards. Delaney has it for BC. Delaney harassed by Dick. We got a penalty here? What's going on? The far referee blew the play dead. I think we're going to get matching minors here. I see Dave Magliocco coming to the box, and I also see nobody going to the box for BC. So this is going to be a power play for BC. Interference on Magliocco. I didn't see it. It was completely away from the play. All right, well, we've already seen what BC can do on this power play, so the U.S. has their work cut out for them. They've got to block these shooting lanes, and if the ball gets on their stick, they got to get clear. It's Kyla with it. Over to Vero, fakes the shot, back to Kyla. Back to Vero. All the way to Stroviak, back to Kyla. Over to Vero, shot. Blocker save up into the netting. Kyla with it. Works it towards center. BC gets set back up over to Vero. Vero takes the shot, back to Kyla, one-timer shot, pad save. Good job, Zambon, sliding across there to get a piece of that blast from Vero. Over to Soroviak, takes the shot, down low. U.S. got to watch out, Vero back door. Down low, back up to Kyla. Minute remaining on the man advantage. Over to Vero, down low, centering attempt to Vero, shot, waffle save. U.S. manages to get it clear, so we'll be able to get some fresh legs now. 45 seconds left on the man advantage. I see Cabral going out. And Daniel LaFortune coming out for BC, so they'll keep the other 4 out there. All right, they gain the zone. Vero has it. Over to Kyla. Kyla over to Soroviak. Shot wide. Rattles around. Picked up by LaFortune. Up to Vero. Back to LaFortune. Over to Vero. Back to Kyla. Vero. U.S. doing a great job here, staying in the shooting lanes. Got to watch the turnaround shot. Good positional save, Zambon. U.S. is all even as Magliocco gives chase out of the box. Rattled around towards the near boards. Intercepted by Sienna. U.S. has numbers here. Shot! Save! Crossland off the stick of Zinger. Oh boy, that was a big one. Oh, BC caught in a bad line change there. Take a look at the replay. Good job by the U.S. Kyla was the only one back. And then down into the butterfly went Crossland. Zinger got good carbon on it. All right, so Zinger on the draw here. He's got Harry Sy behind him, Stewart to his left, Lanny Knoll on forward with him, and Keith Sienna. And it looks like we have a referee timeout for equipment issue with Zambon. Appears to be something with one of his pad straps. Oh, no, it turns out it's a shoe. Okay, Mr. Zambon has finished adjusting his equipment. And we are just about ready for the draw here. Face off, won by the Americans. Turnaround shot, oh, just went off the helmet. Sienna shot, save. Oh, that look from Sienna was golden, boy. U.S. almost got their 4th. U.S. battling hard. Zinger with it all the way down low. Shot gets deflected. Oh, that took a weird bounce off of a knee and went right in on Crossland. Smothers it up in the trapper. U.S. going to send some fresh legs out. Buckwalter, Shannon, Nickel going out. And they're going to change defense too, so Chulo and Stewart coming out. Face off, one back by America, over to the point. Chulo's got to look at the net if he can pull it. Nope, ball rolls off his stick, back to Stewart. Wrist shot, pad save, rebound, still loose, ball still loose. Underneath Crossland, and finally Daniel LaFortune clears out the American player. And that ball was loose for a good 3 seconds down there, so I don't know if we'll get a look at it on the replay, but good job by the U.S. and BC playing to the whistle. So here comes the initial shot from Stewart. It's a smart shot. It's low pad, right? You're hoping for a rebound. That's what he gets. And then 1, 2. Yeah, that's just good hockey. Now there's an issue with Crossland's equipment. Referees tending to it. Face-off coming up. Ryan Shannon on the draw against Sidhu. Face-off, one back by Sidhu to the far boards. Poke check back behind the net. U.S. being very aggressive on the forecheck here. That ball ends up getting chipped all the way out of the zone. Is that going to be a flooring call? It is. 7:32 remaining in the third period. BC up 5-2. Face off, one back by BC. Up along the boards, kept in by Stewart. Down low for Magliocco. Magliocco up to Stewart. Good stick lift there. U.S. needs to be careful here. Roach giving chase. That might be a flooring call. It is, as Roach dove for it and missed it. 7:08 remaining. Just about ready for the draw here. Face off, one back by BC into the corner. Centering attempt onto the stick of U.S. player. Empty net, trap save, rebound, just off the side of the net from Ryan Shannon. Well, the initial shot from O'Toole. I don't know how Crossland saw it. Back behind the net, rattles all the way around. Vero there, need to be careful with his speed. And take it back behind the net. Jason Dick giving chase, has him hemmed in. U.S. gets two on the ball, work it loose. U.S. very aggressive on the forecheck here, not giving BC any space to breathe. That ball goes up out of play with 6:25 remaining here. So Garner comes out with Klein. Long shot now from Soroviak. Seen the whole way. Pad save, Zambon. Picked up by Smitter Kyler, the Hall of Famer. Down low over to Daniel Lafortune. Being battled off the ball by Harry Sy. Ball gets chipped up into the mesh netting. 5:59 remaining. Face off, one back by BC. Kyla has it. Centering attempt, chip towards the near boards, in down deep by Balaban. Battled off by Myers. Balaban giving chase. Ball squirts all the way up into the air. Battled back now, Balaban with it, trying to wrap around attempt, centering, nobody there. Back to the point, over to Chapman. Centering attempt, knocked down by Balaban into the corner. Lafortune with it. Side down there. And we're going to get a hand pass as that ball crossed the blue line. So face-off will come back down low into the U.S. zone. 5:14 remaining. BC holding on to a 5-3 lead. Face-off won by BC. Battle along the boards. Ryan Delaney with it. Trying to get bodied off the ball by a couple of Americans there. Now it's chipped up and out. Over to Ryan Shannon. Potential 2-on-1 developing. Centering attempt over to Buckwalter. Shot! Blocked! Well, it's a good block by number 91, Ryan Delaney. Intercepted at the point. Long shot from Stewart. Steered aside. The U.S. very physical now along the boards, as is BC. Chipped up. Are they going to be able to get it out? No. Kept in by the Americans. Good keep there at the point. Jason Dick trying to find a shooting lane. Outstanding effort. Shot. Oh, what a stop, Crossland. Oh, Buckwalter on the feed from Dick. Outstanding save by Crossland to keep this a 2-goal game. Centering attempt. Shot blocked. BC gassed right now, trying to get this ball out. Turnaround shot, oh, just whistled wide from Dick. Chipped up and out. Now BC's going to try and get some fresh legs as Simonson goes and gives chase. Chipped in. Nope, they missed the chip, so that's going to be a flooring call. Come all the way back down to the left of Zambon. Face-off one back by BC to the point. Softly chipped in down low. Back behind the net. Jason Dick goes for it, but then rifles it up into the mesh netting to go ahead and get a change as the U.S. have some tired legs out there for a flooring. Rattled around, picked up by Siano. Siano dumps it in deep, giving chase. Siano takes it down low, back behind the net. Over to Zinger, Zinger with it. Zinger looking for an outlet, back behind the net. Lanny Knoll with it, Knoll tries a centering attempt, goes off a foot, ball squirts loose. Picked up by Soroviak, lobbed out. And that's going to be a flooring call as Michael Bain gave it the old college try. Face off one back, knocked down by Sy. Long shot. I believe that hit a stick in front. Got deflected towards the corner. Less than 3 minutes remaining. U.S. player might have taken a stick to the face there. Kept in by Tsai. Tsai looking down low. Turnaround shot wide. Centering attempt shot right into the breadbasket. Oh, Buckwalter had a golden opportunity there and he shot it. Nice, low and hard. Was trying to go 5-hole, but just good positional goaltending there. Oh, Crossland's made some big saves in this third period. U.S. giving it everything they have. Crossland just made some big saves. We're going to get a timeout here. So BC takes a timeout, 30-second timeout. So shots on goal right now, U.S. has 23 shots on goal, and Canada BC has 32. Shot, oh, that just went over the crossbar by McNulty. Battle along the far boards, 2:30 remaining. U.S. trying to dig it out. BC just trying to eat it, eat time off the clock here. McNulty turnaround shot, whistles wide, picked up in the corner by Jason Dick. Dick still trying to work it around. Ball's lost in some feet down there. U.S. trying to dig it out. Dick comes away with it. Center attempt got deflected up over the net. Over to the point, long shot, down low. Whistled wide. Kyla with it. Chipped in up to La Fortune. That's a high stick, and they're going to blow it dead immediately, so the faceoff should come back down into the Canadian side of the neutral zone here. Minute 51 remaining. We'll keep an eye on Mike Zambon. U.S. desperately trying to get that fourth goal. Got another good one coming up for you next here. Slovakia taking on Portugal. Slovakia, the number 4 seed, taking on Portugal, the number 5. All right, face off. Oh, intercepted. Here comes Vero. Shot. Saves Zambon. Oh, that's a big one. U.S. got to get the ball out here. Got to get bodies to the ball. They do. Sent up along the near boards. Chipped back in by Zinger. Sienna sends it back down low. Over to Sienna. Trying to get it out here. Up to Chulo. Chulo has it. He makes some type of move here. Backhand attempt. Stick to side. Up towards the far boards. U.S. net is empty. Ball is loose. That's headed towards the net. Just whistles wide. Flooring attempt. Minute 10 remaining. right, key draw coming up, and the U.S. takes a timeout. Smart move. They got set up for the draw, so 30-second timeout. Head coach Rip Mannion provided instructions immediately to my left to the team that he's got out there. All right, timeout's over. Ref settles in for the draw. Face off, not won by either team, but corralled up by the Americans, who pushed hard into the boards, digging it out. U.S. trying to dig it out, trying to keep it in. They can't. Vero's giving chase to this. He's got an empty net if he can get to it. He beats it, but 53 seconds left. He might just be content to kill time, not try and go for the empty net, and that's exactly what he's going to do. U.S. has 3 people on him, 45 seconds remaining. They managed to dig it out, but BC sends another player in down low. Rattled around, Staroviak comes and chips it back in, 35 seconds remaining. BC just eating time off the clock. La Fortune still with it, just eating time. U.S. can't get the ball. Now they finally do. Long outlet pass intercepted by Smitter Kyla. Just dumps it in down low softly. 14 seconds left. Well, BC is going to advance to the semifinals here. Cabral has it, just dumps it in down low. That'll do it. That'll wrap this one up 5-3. Canada, BC knocks off the United States. They will face Great Britain in the relegation game for 7th place. And BC will advance to the semifinals to face the higher ranked seed. So Canada's the number 1 seed. They'll face the lowest ranked seed coming out of the quarterfinals. BC, the number 2 seed, they will face the higher ranked of the 4 seeds. For the United States, listen, go ahead and state the obvious here. Disappointing tournament. They didn't win a game. They're now going to face Great Britain in a relegation game for 7th place. It's just one of those tournaments, man. What can you say? It certainly wasn't for lack of effort. I mean, they ran hard, they played hard. It just did not go their way. It just didn't. I mean, they were up 5-2 against Portugal. And then Portugal just stormed back and ended up winning that game 6-5. Then their next game was against Canada. Canada stormed out, got up early. And then the Italy game was a back and forth affair. It was 5-4 with a minute remaining, and then Italy gets a couple of empty netters. Listen, I know I have a large contingent of U.S. fans back home. Some tournaments, right, it just doesn't go your way. You got to create your own bounces. You got to get bounces, and the U.S., it didn't happen. For BC, they were the better team today. At one point, they were up by 4 goals, 5-1. So we'll see who players of the games are. So for USA, defenseman number 21, Tim Myers, he was outstanding today, called his name a lot, had their last goal. So player of the game for BC, their netminder, Jason Crossland. Hey, no surprise there. I tell you, boy, this kid made some huge saves, especially in the third period. The U.S. had some outstanding looks at the net, and he just closed the door on them. So the USA, will, as I mentioned, will play tomorrow against Great Britain for the 7th place relegation game, and BC will move on to the semifinals to face the highest ranked remaining seed, as Canada will face the lowest ranked remaining seed. So the next game we have coming up for you. Another good one, Slovakia versus Portugal. That'll be it for me. Gonna go ahead and save the vocal cords. Still got quite a few games left to call. Appreciate you joining in, folks. Final score here in the second quarterfinal game of the day. Canada, British Columbia takes out the United States 5-3. We'll see you next for Slovakia, Portugal.
Taking off in the wind, I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up